hopefully that wasn't too much static on the beginning of the video. Peace, everybody. I just wanted to touch on some tips for non-traditional learners. Um, it seems like non-traditional might become traditional because, especially the way the economy is going, and a lot of people going back to school to learn new skills and trades. So my first tip for a non-traditional learner is time management. So a lot of people have full-time jobs, or a couple part-time jobs. They have kids, um, partners, family, other obligations that they need to accommodate, as well as going to school. So managing your time is going to be one of your most valuable assets. Figure out ways to squeeze in time for homework and classwork. I think one of the best things I believe to do is when you're in a mode, stay in that mode. So if you're in school, try to get your homework done while you're at school. Sometimes when you get home and unpack everything, you have your kids running around, your significant other running around, so you're back into home mode and you can't really, it's hard to turn the school stuff back on. So if you're, in one mode, try to stay focused in that one mode. So time management is, the top tip. The number one tip for non-traditional learning is learn how to better manage your time. If you guys want, I'll make a video about more tips for time management. Second tip that sort of ties into time management, but it's not exactly. That is, be organized. Find an organization system that best fits you. So if that's having different colored folders to let you know what classes you're supposed to be in, or making audio notes, video notes, putting places in certain areas so that you're like, oh, my math stuff is over here, or my science things are over here. Just find ways to organize yourself personally so that going back to school will transition smoother. The third tip is to be realistic. So if you have a lot of obligations and responsibilities, don't overload your plate. A degree is still a degree, or a certificate is still a certificate, no matter when you get it. So don't try to overload yourself with different forms of classes. If you work a 9 to 5, don't try to go to school from 6 to 2 a.m. Like that's excessive, especially if, like I said, you have other obligations, as well as you need to take care of yourself, which goes into my next tip, which is practice self-care. So going back to school can be a very stressful thing, so make sure you're doing things to keep yourself level-headed and not overwhelmed by the schoolwork and all your other responsibilities. So if that means taking yourself for breakfast or for dinner, or having a few hours where you're not doing anything that is related to schoolwork, so that you can basically recharge yourself and be prepared for the next day. I think it's very important to practice self-care in general, but for non-traditional learners, it's something important to do. I think that's pretty much it for the tips for right now. If you guys have any questions, comments, want me to touch on anything else, let me know. And until next time, peace.